Hey guys, it's Chase here on Gemmy Master Animatronics, and today what I have for you is the Gemmy 6-foot tall Halloween life-size animated Wicked Witch of the West. This item, I believe, was made in 2014, and I say that very loosely because I don't know the exact year that this model I have in front of you was made. I know this item was made from 2012 to 2015, but I do not know which year this one is, and typically you'd look on the box. This one is the online Walmart model, which I didn't even know existed until I got this one. I mean, it was only, to my knowledge, sold at like At Home, Home Depot, and then Spirit Halloween. So that was the extent that I knew. So it was very much of a surprise to me when I got the box and it said Walmart on it. And where the Walmart label is, there would typically be the Gemmy logo, but that's not on there. So I'm thinking this is 2014 just because that's when the wholesaler started getting this one. So I will just say it's 2014. This is an item that I got today. I just got this one, I think, a few hours ago. And I bought this item with the notion that I would need to do some sort of board repair on it because in the listing it said item does not work. It just doesn't do anything. You know, nothing. No sound, no movement, nothing. And I saw in the listing that it was a brand new item, just tested. This item was brand new, just tested. He'd taken it out of the box and it wouldn't do anything. So I was like, okay. It has the original cord, the adapter. Why would it stop working? It couldn't have been overpowered or anything. I mean, these things just don't typically stop. And it couldn't have gotten like rained on or anything because again it was brand new. So I buy it, you know, thinking that he either didn't plug in the cord all the way, you know, to attach the base to the body, because that's how she gets power. This is one of the older style ones where you plug it into the base and then the base has a wire that runs up to the circuit board in her shoulders, which I love. I love the bases that actually you plug it into the base and not just the character itself. So when I got it, I plugged it in, and I noticed the speaker was making just constant popping sounds, like... And I'm like, okay, that's not right. And I remembered that when adapters go bad, not necessarily on animatronics, but on those little DC small fan inflatables, the fan will just, you know, kick on, kick on, kick on, kick on. It'll just, the adapter will just keep sending a pulse of electricity to it, and I'm thinking, okay, if this is the same thing with animatronics, if it's just sending a pulse of electricity over and over and over again, the adapter might just be bad. So I replaced the adapter, and what do you know? It starts working. I'm like, are you kidding me? Because I was almost, you know, I love that I did not have to do any work to this item, but I was almost, you know, a little excited to do some board work on this one because I have not done board work on an animatronic from around 2014, like around that year. I've only done the ones like, oh god, from like 2008, like around those years. So I've never done like a newer one, so I was very interested to work on it. But it did save me a lot of time, and I'm glad that it ended up being the adapter. And on top of it only being the adapter, every single function on this thing works. From the mount, the head turn, everything works on it. I did not have to do any repairs to this whatsoever. All the gears on it are original, which would typically be pretty scary because you'd think that it's gonna, you know, they're gonna split soon. But actually, this one being 2014, I don't think it's gonna happen. And the gears, they're not even like starting to split. Like they sound as healthy as they could be. So very happy with that. And the mouth, I don't know if you guys can see, but the mouth actually closes all the way on this, and that is just, from what I've heard and what I've seen, is just completely unheard of. Like, the mouth is always hanging open on these things for whatever reason, and to me, that really ruins the effect. If you just have the mouth open, like, all the time, it just kind of ruins it. So for this one to actually have it closed is awesome, and I love it. And one thing I did want to point out with these things, I've always watched videos on them, and I'm thinking, the mask on this has got to be super thick, you know? The mouth never seems to move well or anything. And I get it. It is the thinnest mask I think I've ever felt, and I mean, it feels exactly like the Gemmy Witches, how they did those, like the super thin style flexible PVC mask, or the soft PVC mask, whatever you want to call it. It's very thin, and the mouth is very much movable. I'm guessing because mine actually is up all the way, it has a wider range to move, and it works very well on this. The mouth movement is very nice, and the head turn works as it's supposed to. It's not locked up or anything. The mechanism that's on this is just a little tight for whatever reason, but it moves. I mean, it moves it as it's supposed to. Like it moves, to the side, to the center, and then to the other side, and it's hitting those end stopper pieces. So it's working as it's supposed to. So everything about this just works exactly how it's supposed to. It looks great. You can even see I still have the bag on the hand. Of course, I'll take it off afterwards, but I mean, everything was in bags, the original Gemmy bags, and I don't typically get items like that. I've gotten I think I've gotten like 2 brand new collapsibles before. I've never gotten one around this era or this time, so it's very weird for me to see it like just all wrapped up like that, and it's gonna ruin it. It's gonna ruin it for me because I'm gonna get like a bunch of used stuff again, and I'm gonna be like, this has a defect, this has some dirt marks and whatever. Getting brand new items, it really messes with you. It really just kind of ruins it if you start getting the used stuff again, because you get that and then you start noticing all the imperfections, whereas you have the brand new item and it's just perfect. But with all that being said, there are a few different models of this item. There was one made all the way back in like 2000, and it's got a horrible chip in it. It sounds awful, but it does share some of the same phrases that this item does. So this item actually has, I think, all of the phrases that the 2000 one has, except it just like this one has more. And I think some of the phrases are a little bit different. Like there are a few phrases that are they're the exact same, just higher quality, and then there's a few that like they were redone or they're a little different. And I don't know who does the voice on this one. It sounds very good. They're not taken from the movie. I mean, the phrases themselves are taken, but the voice was not taken from the movie. So I don't know where they got that from. And then they made a sitting version, which I think was only sold at Grandin Road. And that one was sitting on a broom, and it did not have a plastic base. That one actually had a metal base that you would expect to see on like the newer items, or I guess it probably has the same base that a Rota broom would have. And that one has glowing eyes. The eyes are more open on that one. The face is kind of different. It pretty much looks the same as this. It's got like the teeth and everything, but I mean, it's other than the eyes being open and then glowing, I think the face is relatively the same. But that one, although it has a little bit of better sound quality, there's actually a glitch in the chip. It says it says who took my sister, or sorry, who killed my sister, who killed, and then it laughs, and then it goes back to the Witch of the East. So it kind of jumps back and forth on that phrase. It's just a programming error, nothing we haven't seen before. I mean, it's actually kind of weird to see that on production items, but for like samples and stuff, it's like you see it sometimes. So just kind of weird that they let it pass production like that. It kind of reminds me of Graves the Fat Butler, how his phrase was like you will probably, and then it just cuts off right there, like it wasn't done correctly. Without me getting too far off what I was saying, this is not about Graves, it's not about the sitting one of the 2001, this is about the current 2014 Wicked Witch of the West. So that being said, I'll get an up-close look at it for you guys. If I can think of anything on the way, I'll mention it. I've already said a lot of stuff about this thing, and stuff that has nothing to do with this thing, so I will go ahead and get you guys an up-close look at it, and at the box too, because the box actually has... The box is really cool on it, I think, so I think you guys will like that. But yeah, we will go ahead and get an up-close look at it. Alright guys, so here she is up close. As I said, just a lot of details, so I will try to go over everything that I can. So you can see the hat on her is actually pretty special, at least with the creepy cloth right here. I don't think I've seen another witch that has it like this. This is actually not how it's supposed to be positioned. You're just supposed to have the creepy cloth dangling from the back of her, but I think it looks a lot more cooler if you have it in front of her like this. And you can just see I just have it wrapped around a bunch of times. That's how I received it, so I'm going to keep it wrapped around and then, just have it dangling down like this. And I think it looks super cool if it's just in front of her face. Even though it's not supposed to be like that, I still think it's cool like that. The hat actually, and the hat has a metal in it, so it can, you know, keep the shape. The face, you can see just so much detail on it, you know, from the wrinkles to the paint underneath the eyes. I mean, the eyes themselves are super detailed, you can see. I think somebody was saying this is like an older sculpt, which would make sense, because, you know, this is 2014. You wouldn't expect a sculpt this good from, like, 2014. You can see on the side right here, she has her hair tied up. I think typically it would come in a hairnet. This one doesn't. It's just tied up. That's how it's supposed to come. And then she has little locks right here that are down. This is not supposed to be tied up right there. It's supposed to be down like that. And she does have ears, and then more detail in the back, just more lines. This one actually, I thought it was missing the cape, but it's not. In the eBay listing, she didn't have the cape, but it was right there in the bag, so I was very relieved to have it. But I did have somebody offer to sell me a cape if it did not have one. You can see the mouth basically closes all the way. I mean, it can go up a little bit more, but there's like an actual piece in there that stops it from going up. So it's not even the mask. There's a piece in there that keeps it from going up. And I think it's just because it's glued right there, and that's what keeps it up. You know, I guess these are all glued differently, but you can see the mouth on it. Very flexible, so it has the ability to move a lot. I thought it was a very thick mask, but it's not at all. There's some differences with the clothing as far as like the old one and like the one that I have. She had laces going down here, I'm pretty sure, but this one does not have that one. And she actually has a full body shell as well. Like, it goes all the way down to like right here. So a full body shell, which is awesome. I did not expect this one to have it. It wasn't a surprise to me when I opened it up. I started watching videos on her, and I soon learned that she does have a body shell. So it's not just the shoulders. Her entire body has a shell. It's not even like cut off right here. The entire thing, which is awesome. And she has a pole that's bent that makes her kind of hunch over, which you can kind of see. Here's her hands. This one is kind of basic. It's just a cauldron witch hand. This one, however, is new. It's a pointing one. And like I said, I'm just going to have it in the bag for the video, but I mean, it's just a typical Gemmy detail with the lines and stuff. Oh, the broom is supposed to be tied up like this. I did undo it. It came to me tied up like this, but I think it looks better if it's like down like that, but not all the way down like cutting this one. I mean, like just halfway down. I think it looks better like that. I still do have the tie, so I can redo it if I want to. And then she has the typical Gemmy base, just something that you would expect to find on like a 2012 item. However, this one's like 2014, so, you know, odd that it has this base, but I love that it does. You know, it has all the features that you would expect, and it plugs in back here. 6 volt, 100 milliamp, or sorry, 1,000. No, yeah, 1,000 milliamp. And I don't have the original adapter on her. Like I said, it's just a 6 volt I have on her. It probably came from like a techie item or something. And then here's her sensor. And this likes to wave in front of it and set off the sensor when her head moves, so that's a little bit of a problem. And her stick screws together in 3 different places. Right here, right here. There's, sorry, 2 different places. It screws them right here, and then you've got the broom itself that screws into the top. So the stick comes in 3 different halves, but it screws in, you know, in 2 different places. I think that's pretty much it with her. So I can show the box real quick before my camera runs out of battery. You can see it says The Wizard of Oz. Typically the background, I think, on this is supposed to be pixelated. It actually is. You know, you can see it's not the best resolution on it. But you can see on the back, this is what I was talking about. And by the way, this is freaking awesome. I love the that background. That background's just so cool. You can see where I was talking about. It does not have the Gemmy logo. It just says Walmart. So I don't know what year this one's from, but again, I'm just assuming it's 2014. And the sample model of this actually had a puppet mouth, which they either photoshopped out or none of these are the sample one. I can't really tell. I didn't really look at it that great. But yeah, that's pretty much it with her. I can show the inside of the box real quick. She's got, you know, the piece that goes on her head. This was the original adapter that kind of crapped out on me. It's very small, not built very well. The head was in here, and then you've just got all the plastic that she was in, and then you've got her poles, which go into the base. And I love the items that come with those poles that go into the base, because you can have this thing outside when it's like that, you know? Like, you're not going to have to worry about the wind or anything. You've got 4 different support poles that's going to keep her, like, motionless. Like, she will not move when you have the poles in the base at all. I mean, she already doesn't move, but you will not get any, like, rocking or anything when you have those poles in the base. They do an absolute... I mean, like, when I had a character like this that had the poles in the base, I was like, that's not really going to do anything. It might even break the base. No, it actually did a really good job. Just a necessity if you're going to use it outside. Absolutely. But yeah, I think that's about it. So I think we can just go ahead and activate it for you guys. Okay, guys, so I have it plugged in right now. I'm kind of talking a little bit more quiet because the sound sensor and the motion sensor on this is very, very sensitive. I actually, when I plugged it in, it went off like 2 different times without me even doing anything, because it's just that sensitive. And with the lights, the 2 spotlights on it right now, I'm sure that's, you know, kind of making the sensor go crazy, not really knowing what to do. But it already skipped through 2 different phrases, so I'll have to, you know, kind of go back to those. But I'll play her like a bunch of different times, so I'll for sure be going, or I'll for sure go over all of her phrases at least like twice. And you can just see like how great the mouth movement looks and works.
When I gain those woolly slippers, my power will be the greatest in Oz. All in good time, my little pretty. All in good time.
I did want to mention that the she's not very loud. You know, I think a lot of people think that her sound quality is not the best because she's loud. She's not loud. Her sound quality just sucks. But I can understand what she's saying. If she was outside, though, I would not count on being able to understand what she's saying unless you're up close with her.
Oh, what if thought a good little girl like you could destroy my beautiful wickedness? My sister. Who killed the Witch of the East? Was it you? I'll get you, my pretty. And your own dog, too. Curses, curses. Somebody always helps that girl.
She's going off on her own.
When I gain those woolly slippers, my power will be the greatest in Oz.
It's just because the clothing is moving right in front of the sensor.
All in good time, my little pretty. All in good time. Oh, what if thought a good little girl like you could destroy my beautiful wickedness?
I think she's just going to keep going off. I'll wait for her to stop.
Who killed my sister? Who killed the Witch of the East? Was it you?
Yeah, okay, I wanna unplug her real quick.
I'll get you, my pretty. And your own dog, too.
Alright. Alright, so she's unplugged now. She's just going to keep going off because a little bit of her dress is just, you know, swinging back and forth in the sensor, which is making the thing set off. I've only got 2 minutes left on my camera. I guess I got to clear out some fouls on this, but yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Really hope you guys enjoyed. Just solid prop. Really just safe bet for Halloween. I highly recommend it. You know, go on eBay, get you one. They're kind of expensive. I mean, it's a licensed prop, but I mean, she really is worth it. Just a great prop, great to add to any collection. Just overall great prop. You guys, that's really pretty much it. Really hope you guys enjoyed. I don't mean to kind of crunch the video, but again, I'm running out of time. I don't want to edit the video all together. So I will see you guys again next time.